What's up, everyone? Today, I am going to talk to you about one of the most foundational aspects of Airtable, which when compared against Smartsheets, absolutely annihilates it. So this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but this is something that you need to know if you're deciding between should I use Smartsheets or should I use Airtable. This one piece, one difference in the core architecture of how Airtable is built versus how Smartsheets is built is something that you really need to wrap your head around before you make that decision. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and I am with Boolean Automation, where our mission is to free you up to do what you love. Today, I'm coming at you sweaty. I just got done working out, and I was so excited. The realization of this core concept that I need to share this with you. So I haven't even showered. That's how excited I am to share this with you. Relational databases. I'm about to talk to you about what that is, why that matters, and give you a very tangible example of how this shows up. So let's dive into relational databases and how Smartsheets does not have that ability and Airtable does. Let's dive in. Here I have two examples that I wanted to show you. One is the Smartsheets database that a client of ours uses. And then I'm going to show you an Airtable base that we made as well. So first thing is, I'm talking about relational databases. Smartsheets is basically an improved Google Sheet or an Excel document. It's spreadsheet based. You can make multiple different sheets, but the problem with Smartsheets is that you can't inherently link one of the sheets to another sheet. And you can think about each one of these sheets like a database. So in Smartsheets, something that happens all the time, you have all of your crew leaders, and let's say that you hire a new crew leader. So you have to go to this drop-down list of names, and I have to add, let's say the new crew leader's name is Chris. So I have to go into each one of these and I have to add Chris to every single drop-down that contains people. And I have to go add it, maybe the crew leader, maybe Chris also is a job leader. There's probably 5 other sheets or places where I might need to add that name. And then I have to go to dashboards and make a new dashboard for Chris. But here's where it gets really, really cool. In Airtable, I have a database or a table, a sheet, you could say, that is like my database of people. So I can add a new row here and just say, this person's name is John Doe. His email is johndoe@helloboolean.com. Phone number is 971-123-45678. You'll notice that right when I did that, John Doe disappeared. The reason that he disappeared is because in this view, so I have a view here, I'm only showing people that are filtered with the criteria that I have, which is a lead or subcontractor. So let me go grab John again. So we're bringing John back into here, and I need to add a role to John to say that he is a lead now. So now what that means is, and this is again, just looking at the differences between this. In this situation, I might even have a database of all my people, but I'm not able to reference and say this person in the database over here is the one that is linked to this job. When you do that, you can start doing some really, really interesting things where I might say, okay, I want to put in, because John Doe has an address and a city and a state and all that stuff. I could put in his date of birth, which may not be important for project management, but if you have an employee management system, that's a system, that's like a location or something you're going to want to think about. Shirt size. And then this is where it gets, I think my favorite part is I can actually go in and start grading my people on different skill sets that I need. So I could say he's a 3 on communication, a 2 on being able to handle complex jobs, and he's a 3 on precision and detail. And then let's say maybe Chris can only, or John Doe only has the ability to do interior cabinets. He's the one person on our team that does interior cabinets. Because I have a database with all of the fields that I want to track for this person, I can do that. Like, let's say, I don't know, if you wanted to, with the zip code thing, I want to put in zip codes because I'm going to start assigning jobs closer to people that are in a certain area. When you go to projects, I can assign Chris as one of the people on the project. So I click here, or sorry, John Doe is the one I was looking for, and I can select John. Now let's go, I go to add John to this one, and what do you know? John's not available. That's because this is an exterior job, and I said that John is only capable of doing interior cabinet jobs. So the point is that relational database, this is just one little tiny glimpse or snippet into why this is so powerful. But having Airtable with this relational database structure, I mean, we use relational databases through so many different things in Airtable. And I can do things like we even track our hours. So we ingest the hours from QuickBooks Time, for example, pull them in, and then I can relate each one of those hour records to the job that it was worked on inside of Airtable. You can't do any of that inside of Smartsheet. So relational databases, massively, massively powerful. It's probably the number one like core foundational element, which is why I like Airtable over Smartsheets when it comes to project management systems. And it also opens the door for you to begin to layer on applications on top of it. Smartsheets is like, again, it's a legacy tool. Lots of companies use it. They're layering in automations and all of these things on top of it and adding in AI, but they're missing a fundamental piece, which is this relational ability to like link records between systems. Once you wrap your head around what that means, even in this video, you might be like, I think I understand it. But like when you truly get relational databases, it's like a whole new world. I used to be a Google Sheet junkie. I loved Google Sheets. And once you understand this relational aspect, you feel like you're literally a developer that can make web apps in half the time and a tenth of the time that it used to take. So anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.